Today I've got Bailey. It's not on a full school day today, just a short one. And he was just the last time I had him, he was just starting to get a little bit full on with the whole testosterone and the 12 months age, etc. So he's now had his castration and he's all healed. And here we are, just doing a bit of a progress report on him, really. He's much better on the lead, his owners have said, and the only thing he is doing now is sometimes in the house he's still, trying to command attention and establish a bit of control in the house. And because he is such a big dog, it's hard. So originally when I brought him out, I was going to just bring him on his own. Well, I say on his own. I've got my little Sid. Hello, Sid. So I've got him with me, but obviously he doesn't feature in this at the moment because he's just on the lead. So I was going to bring Bailey out on his own and just work with him on his own, but then I thought, well, we still need to keep that socialisation going, and the whole point of coming to me with the dogs is that my dog's helping with his socialisation, let him know what he can and can't do. So they did have another dog come over visiting, and they did have to separate them in the house because Bailey was just trying to play and just slamming his paw down on top of this dog. So what you can always do in the house during these situations is pop the lead on, and it just slows that movement down, controls the movement. So if you control the movement, you control the mind. Once you get that calm, then you can start to lay the boundaries again, and the dog can listen to you. So the thing to remember is when they're in a heightened state, they can't listen and take direction. So it is important to calm the movement, which then calms the mind. So I thought, well, I'll bring Roscoe because Roscoe won't play. He'll run about, he'll do that bit, but he doesn't do the jumping about at each other and that kind of. I say he doesn't, he does actually in the house with Frank, and I have to stop them both. But Frank's the only one he does that with. But then they snuggle up together, they sleep together, they rest their little heads on each other. So it's a kind of a bit of a bromance there. But other than that, Roscoe doesn't do any rough and tumble play. He just blanks it with his calm energy. And very often dogs will do that. That's the thing to remember. So if your dog has another dog come up to him and your dog basically just freezes, okay, it isn't because he's frozen in fright. A dog will just keep its attention completely blank with the behaviour it doesn't want. So when that dog comes across to your dog and your dog just freezes, your dog is basically saying, not interested, mate, back off. And that's the communication. It's not that your dog's scared. Okay, so that's absolutely fine. And this is basically what Roscoe does. He doesn't give any reaction or response back. So Bailey's learning basically that, no, it's not what we do. We don't run up and bite and, try and get rough and tumble or anything. Not that he was biting actually, but, some do. They have a little nip and they try and instigate to play and that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm just out with these two. I'm just making sure that Bailey's listening to me, which he is. Going through the hedge, so I'm going to change direction this way. And he's pretty good with the this way commands. He's certainly got that, so that's really nice. Change again, this way. Beautiful. So always do that on a walk. Always just throw little random changes of direction. It's just backwards and forwards like that. And all I do is this way. And I don't stop, I don't look at them. My back is to them. The camera might be looking at them, but my back is to them. Because they have to see you walking away. They have to know that they've got to follow you. If you stand and look at them, as you say this way, what you're actually doing is asking for their direction. You turn the whole leadership around just by looking at them. Do not stand and look at your dog when you want it to come to you. You have to walk away, all right? There's going to be some situations, obviously, you've got to go and get your dog back. But we want to keep that as minimum as possible, really. And the way to stop that happening is to walk away as much as you possibly can. All right, so you have to give that dog time to, oh, it's a bit muddy. You have to give that dog time to figure it out. It's not instant commands, it's not instant reactions. we're looking for the dog to figure it out, to work with us, part of a pack. Think about it. So give them the time and the space. That's why I generally just give them the one this way, walk, and try as much as possible to leave it to them to figure out that, oh, she's not waiting, she's not coming back, she's not going to keep shouting at me. We really do have to follow this person. 9 times out of 10 they're going to stay with you because it's safety in numbers. Okay, that's how the pack stays strong, by everybody staying together. So you have to kind of trust that as well to a certain degree. However, if you've not got the leadership and the dynamics of the pack sorted in the house, then when you do come out on a walk, it's going to be a lot harder to get that recall. So that's why it's very important to have the right boundaries set in place, the right body language within the house. Okay, so this is the first walk of the morning, and he's good. He did want Roscoe to play with him, and he did nudge him quite a few times, and Roscoe obviously just completely ignored him, blanked him. That's what dogs do. If it's a behaviour they don't want, they'll ignore it. They'll blank, they'll freeze. So that's what he did. So after this walk, I'll then take Bailey on his own, and I'm probably going to head to Albert Village because there's normally plenty of dogs around there, and that's where I'm going to have the one-to-one with him without my dogs to take his mind off it, and work with him on his meet and greet and socialisation when it is just him, without my dogs to help him come away from, you know, the interesting dogs. So so that's what his work's going to be, just for this morning. We'll do some lead work as well, just to make sure we're, you know, still on top of that. I did do a walk with the owner a couple of weeks ago, and we just went over a few little techniques with the lead, because it's easy for me to say what to do and how to do it, but sometimes you think you're doing something when you're not, or you think you've got your hand in the right position and actually you've not. And it's not until somebody's walking alongside you, you know, deliberately for that reason, to try and point out what may or may not be working, and that's how we get it all nicely smoothed out and get the whole lead work really good, really smooth. And what we're aiming for is complete relaxation on that lead. The lead is a communication. All right, I try not to use it as a physical restraint. It is a communication. You've got to have a clear pull release, pull release. The release bit is the bit that gives the dog chance to figure it out, and if he doesn't get a chance to figure it out, he's never going to learn. So we have to we have to do that. His little Sid, look, he's doing really well. For saying what, a week ago he'd clearly never been on a lead, and he's doing all right, no panicking now, and he's still not settling too well at night. Every little noise kind of alerts him. So we're working on that, but he's with Roscoe at night now, so Roscoe will certainly let him know that there's nothing to worry about. So yeah, that's my morning today. So happy Monday, everyone. Have a good one.